So one of the investors' partners told me, John, I'm talking to a seller, but the seller wants to review the contract, and he wants his attorney to review the contract. Sometimes whenever you're dealing with non-motivated sellers, there's two objections, two things that happens. Number one, I want to use my own contract. Or you're dealing with a seller that says, okay, that's fine. I want to have the contract because I want my attorney to review the contract. Well, you got to know how to overcome these objections. Basically, whenever somebody say, I want to write my own contract or I want my attorney to review the contract, it's because something is, they don't trust you. They don't trust your pitch. They don't trust your, what you're offering. They just don't trust you. So they want the attorney to review the contract. But this happens whenever you're talking to sellers that they don't need to sell the house. They just want to sell the house. And remember, we spoke a few days ago that the perfect seller is the one that needs to sell the house. It's a must to sell the house. It's not just, they just want to sell the house. I always tell the seller, what happened if you haven't sold the house in 60, 90 days? Well, I don't have a problem. I can keep the house for one more year. I don't need to sell the house. I'm not in a rush to sell the house. These are the type of people that you need to move next. Or some people say, well, I need to sell the house in 30 days, 45 days, because it's going to go in foreclosure. I'm going to be moving out of the country. So dealing with non-motivated sellers is an issue. It's gonna make you depressed. It's gonna make you want to give up on the real estate, wholesaling, flipping, whatever you're doing. So to avoid and to overcome the objection, I want my attorney to review this. I like to speak to the seller during the conversation, during the negotiation. I like to say, okay, Mr. Seller, by the way, if we agree to everything that we say right now, right away, I'm going to send you an agreement. Tell me the points that you want in the agreement, because if we agree, I'm going to send you an agreement. That way, you avoid for the conversation to finish, and then the seller is going to say, I'm going to have my attorney to review the contract. By the time we finish talking over here, if this is something that I think is going to help you, I'm going to write an agreement. Yeah, but I want my attorney to review the contract. Well, we are a company that we buy many houses all over the country, and we have our own agreement to protect you as a seller, to guarantee that you're going to get the most amount of money. The same thing happens whenever I ask too many questions. You know, what's the mortgage balance? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Do you have a second mortgage? Whenever I ask too many questions, whenever I interview the seller to see the level of motivation, they're going to ask me, I don't want to answer all these questions. Why are you asking me all these questions? Well, Mr. Seller, because I want to make sure that whenever I write an agreement with you, it's for you to get the most amount of money. We want to make sure that we can prepare 1 or 2 offers or 3 offers for you to get the most amount of money. So having said that, if you're dealing with a seller that is not motivated, and it happens, which is going to happen all the time, and he happened to say, I want my attorney to review the contract, is because you didn't put it before the conversation finished. Mr. Seller, by the time we finish talking today, I'm going to send you an agreement with all the points that we agree here today. And our agreement is the perfect agreement to protect your interests and to make sure that you get enough amount of money. You gotta overcome the objections before they come to the table. And again, this is a great thing. And I always, they still say, well, I want to write my own contract. Or, you know what, Mr. Seller, you have an attorney to review your contract. Usually they want to write their own contract. And they're going to charge you $5, $6, $7, even $1,000 to do their own contract, because attorneys are in the business of writing contracts. The attorneys are in the business of making money. So my contract is the perfect contract to protect your interests. You want the attorney to review? That's fine. I can speak to the attorney one-on-one. But don't leave the contract in the house with the seller. Sometimes they say, okay, leave the contract here. I want my attorney to review it. Do not leave the contract. Well, Mr. Seller, I cannot leave any paperwork behind. My associates, they don't want me to leave paperwork behind because this is to protect people. And we don't want people to get, to be unprotected with our contract. So if you want your attorney to review the contract, make sure that they speak to me directly. And if they want to see the contract, I'll be glad to send it to you. But again, they're going to charge you $1,000. So you're ready to pay $1,000 to your attorney? Because our contract is perfectly prepared by attorneys to protect the best interest of the seller. And this is the way to overcome the objection. The best way to overcome objection is to talk about the objection before it comes in the conversation. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'm talking about how to overcome the objection of I need the attorney to review the contract because one of my investors' partner called me with that issue. And I told him pretty much what it is. And the seller went okay with him, and they're gonna use our own contracts. Okay, guys, see you guys tomorrow.